Well, hey Virgo, how about a reading from your metal dog? Today we're going to ask about your mission. Something about this recent Capricorn full moon has me thinking about these very fundamental practical parts of what matters to you, the truth of who you are, what's hidden from you that the tarot wants you to know, and as a mutable sign, which is to help us let go and move forward into the next season. So depending on your sign, it would Virgos, you help us move on from fall. But in the larger sense, what are you helping with the rest of us to let go of? And what will the future be? So let's see. This is the first reading I'm doing here, and let's see what happens. Usually something very cool. All right, we're going to pull this overall card about your mission, and then we'll look at the underlying cards. Well, how about that? A Six of Voices. If that isn't the job of a mutable sign, I don't know what is. This is in your mind. This is the job of moving from one set of ideas to another. So it's a bridging movement. You can see there's divine guidance here. So your mission is in the realm of the intellect, which I do think of Virgos as very intellectual. And we will find out more as we go along. Underlying some nice reason for being here kind of energy. So we have a Three of Emotion. This is in the realm of friendship, emotional connections, and the dog is drinking to give us some sound effects for the water. And you can also hear our hummingbirds outside fighting over the feeder. They do tend to help us bring an end to drought, and we've had a nice rain here. And then we also have the Star, healing, wish fulfillment, more divine support, and a sense of the truth, inspiration coming in here from above. So it kind of gives me more of that Six of Voices, truth, swords energy here. So really beautiful kind of feeling of blue and gold here in all three of these cards. It's really a lovely energy, Virgo. So let's find out more about this mission, which Six of Voices, that's your mission. Okay, we're going to pull 5 cards from the good tarot here. I'm going to shuffle these. Find out more about some of these questions I'm asking. The first question we're going to ask is what matters to you. And then we'll ask the truth of who you are. Those are our first 2 questions. And then come with me. Okay. I just saw the Page of Fire, which is one of my favorite cards, and so somehow I prevented us from having that card come up because I'm like, oh, you always want the Page of Fire, Heather. Let's see if she comes up again. Okay. So, what matters to you, Virgo? Let's see. A 5 of Water. This is some kind of deep emotional grieving, regret, loss. It's a very transformative energy because 5s are a passageway. So it looks like you're in the fields today, Virgo. So your mission is to be in your mind, to be intellectual, and to move us from one set of ideas to another, or move yourself. But you're currently really focusing on some kind of emotional loss. So that's what's mattering to you today. The truth of who you are. You are the Empress. Very appropriate for an earth sign. Energy of abundance, of feminine power. I always try to avoid this feminine, masculine, but we all have both in us. She is here reminding me of the way that you bring us to the end of fall and make us ready. Or is it the big end of... It's the end of summer. Make us ready for fall. Whatever I said before was wrong. So you help us let go of summer and move into fall. And so there's that energy in this Empress card. But she's very much a person who can do things on her own. She doesn't need a partner. She may have one, but she in and of herself is able to birth the world. So that's a very, very beautiful, powerful energy for you, Virgo. The third card I want to ask is what the tarot wants you to know, what is hidden from you. And we see a really magical card of the Three of Fire. So this is about manifesting and waiting for your manifestation to come in. Here there's quite a bit of more of this imagery of travel, of taking us from one place to another, or taking yourself. So very magical movement. Usually in a Three of Fire, which is a Three of Wands, you see a person looking out over the ocean at some ships that are coming in. This looks like you coming in on your own ship, which I really like. Okay, so as in your mutable form, what is it that you are helping to us to let go of? And that we get the Moon. Secrecy, dark places, emotional depths, kind of this energy here. So that is a part of your purpose in the more larger job that you have here. That's what I'm asking you. I'm trying to be flexible about how I interpret this, but clear in my questioning. So the future here is a Two of Earth. It's a very serene and balanced energy. She's able to hold two worlds in her hand. It relates very clearly to this Empress energy that we see as the truth of who you are, and this is the future. It's a beginning in the earth, which is your suit, Virgo. So your mission is the Six of Voices. And there's clearly, as a part of this process, an emotional healing. It looks like the moon work here that the tarot wants you to know. There's some moon work. Oh, I'm sorry. This is what the tarot wants you to know. This is what your work is in the larger collective sense, the moon. Tarot wants you to know you are coming in. It's very, very much in this mutable sign energy that you are helping us to move from one way of looking at things to another. It appears to be in the emotional realm. A process of healing is here. There's a great deal of nurturing, earthy Virgo power. So I think of Virgos, who I know well because I've just known so many and loved so many, as you're either very, very warm or you're very, very intellectual. So I like when we can see heart and mind in sync here. This seems to be the kind of energy that you have. We see you balancing two different energies, so that you're in your strength when you're able to be in this transition for us. So Virgos, I know, like they come in with all this warmth, and then they'll head off into their minds and disappear. And that's why the Hermit is your card, Virgo. It looks here as though there is a kind of balancing of this somehow, but let's find out more. That seems still like a very vague answer to our question here. You have one card underlying here, which is a 5 of Earth. It's a very sad energy with this. These are abandonment, being left out, and grief and loss. So these are, again, we call them passageways. Thanks to Jodorowsky's interpretation. He's like a Chilean filmmaker who wrote a book about the tarot and did all this research and into its history. And that idea of a passageway I like, because what it shows us is some very sad and painful feelings that we need to grieve. We need to feel whatever we're feeling. In this case, it's a feeling of being outside, of lack. And then always with a 5, there's the opportunity to see the new emotional beginning in the 5 of Water or in the 5 of Earth, that in fact there you have the key to the door. And in this deck, that door is the card of the Hermit. So that seems interesting to bring to me, that this door is in some way your own self here. You have the key to yourself, and we find that you are the Empress. So let's clarify. Let's see if we can get a clearer narrative here for you of what's going on, what your mission is. If you're on a mission, it's very clear. That's a very mutable sign mission. It's a very Virgo in its kind of bothness. All the mutable signs are like, Gemini is the most classic mutable sign, because it's like, oh, you're two people. And all of them have that flexibility to them. They can be hard for a fixed sign like me to deal with, but also valuable. Okay. 5 of Water. What do we have here? We have the Truth, Ace of Swords. That's really clear to me because we have the 6 of Voices, the 6 of Swords, changing your mind. It literally moves you from rough waters to calmer waters. So this is your mind and a truth here. So this is what matters to you. We also get some exhaustion, a 9 of Wands. You're almost there. 10 is when you're done, but you're tired. You've been beaten up a little bit here. And there's a 6 of Cups, which is that emotional realm of it comes actually after the 5 of Water. I feel in this case that we want to read this as nostalgia. It has many meanings, like soulmate connection. It can mean undefended love. So all of these things, inner child stuff, they can all cause us to feel nostalgic for the past in ways. It looks like you're hurting. You're doing this gesture. Here she is, deep in the feelings. And so what you are, hey, Danny, good boy. So what you're tired. The truth is you're tired and you're feeling nostalgic, and this is perhaps captivating you at the moment. Little self-pity going on, I sense. The truth of who you are is this Empress. I think this is a generous space where you have a lot to offer, but not when you're being all about poor me, right? There's a little bit of that in your reading. Sorry, Virgo. We all get there. No judgment, all right? But the truth of who you are is you're this really wonderful, loving energy who can do anything. So let's find out about that. So there's more of this self-pity, oh, ho-hum, been there, done that kind of emotional doldrums. You're like focusing on the empty cups. Here's a new Ace of Cups being offered. You're not seeing that. So that's a part of who you are. Okay. We also see that you are this very earthy Virgo energy, the Queen of Pentacles. So, she knows her worth. She's about security and abundance. Yeah, she's very much like the Empress. And then there is the emotional contentment here. It's very possible for you. It's such a different mentality from this Four of Cups. And the message here is that if you understand and know your worth, and focus on gratitude instead of lack, that it pulls you up into your higher self. Okay? So that's the truth of who you are. When you see the truth of who you are, you find peace and contentment. And this is a part of wish fulfillment and healing that we saw as an underlying energy here with the star. There's also here in this Three of Emotions, this is about your friendships. Can be reconciliation as a wish. So if that applies to you, awesome. So what is hidden from you that the tarot wants you to know is this wonderful Three of Fire. You are on your own ship. You are coming in. It is very magical. What else? There's your King of Pentacles. So the match for the Queen is right next to her here on the table. The Hierophant. Card of structural power, church, state, weddings. Very powerful energy here. Very structural. And then there's change. So there's your mutable quality coming into the reading right here with the Wheel of Fortune. Change, usually in your favor. What I see is you have wished for, and now you are bringing in this change, which is, so it's actually something that you've wanted, and you're bringing it in. Your purpose, your mission here is, I feel like I'm being repetitive, but it just affirmed again that, and this is actually like the new information in this part of the reading, is it has to do with very structural power, right? So you're coming in as a Queen of Pentacles right here, under the truth of who you are, and when you know the truth of who you are, you get contentment. It's individual contentment. In and of yourself, you're emotionally content. So then what we see you have manifested something. It has to do with your King of Pentacles, your marriage, your partnership, your structural power in the larger institutional sense, or even in your own home, like an arrangement of things. You have wanted something to, you've manifested something in this realm, and it is coming. It is coming on divine time, though, and you've been waiting for it to come in. Okay, I'm looking at the okay, so I was just looking at the images in here of what suits they are, and I'm actually not sure. I see the Sphinx, which I associate with Cancer energy, cardinal energy. So like there's a momentum here to this change that you've manifested in it, and that's what we see is like you are riding the ship in. So that's your mutability, your leadership, and guidance from this Empress self. And this is something that the tarot wants you to know. Whatever you manifested is coming, and it's change. So if you don't like change, why did you manifest it? Theoretically, because you're immutable, you help us all with change. So let's find out about that. Moon journey, moon secrets, opening up into the dark places and looking where we most fear to look. So that is your job. That's what you do for the rest of the collective here. And so that's really powerful when people model that moon journey. So let's see what else. There's your star. Remember, we've seen her twice. So there's your healing and wish fulfillment, divinely supported. And you can see in this traditional star that one knee on land, a foot in the emotions, the body. She's pouring water on land, and she is under the stars here, naked, which is about, for me, under the moon, that is about revelation, authenticity. And it seems to be emotional authenticity. Here's your mind, the Two of Swords. You're blindfolded. You're not looking for outside input. This is a choice. You're making it on your own. So let's see. One choice appears to be the star. What is the other choice? Resistance. So you can be all armored up here, or this is your choice, right? This Two of Swords chooses between the star or Seven of Wands, which is physical, passionate, fiery willpower to resist. That's your choice here. And it looks like you help. This is what you help us to let go of. So to me, the moon is coming in here as our secretive tendencies, our privacy, our fear of vulnerability. It's mystery, and so it can be that moon journey where you explore your inner depths. You can either be like this about it and go for it, I think, for healing and wish fulfillment, or you can fight it. And this is you helping the rest of us make this decision. Yeah, that's it. You're just helping us make this decision. Both are valid ways of going about things. I'm a big fan of the Seven of Wands. Resistance is needed, and at times, the star is obviously one of our overarching energies, so it's very much sort of being pushed here on the table in my estimation, but you can certainly choose resistance. And if that seems right to you, since you're our guide through this change, please do let us know. So the future, it looks like some kind of balance here, a Two of Earth, very practical, real 3D world balance. Let's see. Ace of Cups. We've seen the ace here, and here it is in the future. It looks like this. You're in your true self. You are looking at lack, and this is coming in, and here it is in the future. In addition, strength. Fantastic. This seems like exactly what I was saying about finding that balance with your heart. Here, this is an emotional kind of empress, nurturing, feminine energy that controls the part of us that could be violent, rageful. Here on the table with the Ace of Cups, it's clearly love, bringing in balance, but what else? And the Magician, there's the manifester. You have all the tools. You just use them to bring in your vision here. Yeah, and the same gesture that the Magician is making, raising in this case, the wand, that she's making with Earth. So one of my favorite readers, Cindy, on Awakening to Spirit, is another YouTube channel that I adore. And she often, when she sees the Magician, says, well, what is the first tool that you should use? You have a Two of Earth and an Ace of Cups. So one of those might be a place to start in the very practical or from the heart. So that's what we see in the future is further manifesting of this 3D balance in the very practical realm. And it is involving the Ace of Cups and strength and the Magician. It looks like manifesting from our higher self in the future, or you manifesting from your higher self. And that's probably because you have done the work to cross over this bridge to this new way of thinking, this new season, which is you as Empress bringing in fall, Virgo. So that's really cool. Let's see what the under here. There is your one card, and it is here again, the Three of Cups. Friendships, reconciliation, the feelings, your emotional community. That is where you are doing this work very clearly, healing through transition. Okay. Well, I hope this was useful to you, Virgo. Have a beautiful day.